All right. So Archie comics, they're a thing. I remember growing up, they were probably one of those things that everyone had. I had probably like 2 or 3 boxes of them at one point because my sister collected them, and then after after a certain number of grocery trips, you end up collecting a whole bunch. So yeah, this was one I was thinking would be a no-brainer. I'm just like, oh yeah, totally. Let's do Archie comics. And now I'm realizing I don't know who half these people are. So I stopped reading Archie like 20 plus years ago. So, yeah. I mean, we can do the ones that I know of particularly well, but I'm sure this comic has aged, like milk and is still as relevant as ever. I watched Riverdale for a season and then another season and then hate watched for another season and then finally gave up when the guy tried to go to space in a rocket. Not even kidding. All right, so I'm going to be injecting a lot of my own views and a lot of my own feelings and opinions into this. So let's see what do. Let's see how do, and let's make this happen. So we have Archie Andrews, who is easily the worst. He's just a garbage character. But is he the worst of the worst? No, he's fine. He's fine. He's just kind of in the middle. Doesn't really have a character. I mean, occasionally they try to give him one, but like his only character is he's a love-struck teenager. And I remember back in the day I used to be like, "Oh, that's so weird. That's so gross, and that's so like why is he dating 2 girls?" And I'm just like, I get it. It's fine. They never really shame him for it too, which I think is nice. They're kind of just like, you know what, feel your feelings, and then move on from there. So, you know what? I'll cut Archie a little bit of slack. It's not something that I'm too worried about in the future in terms of how he will be portrayed. In terms of like KJ Apa in Riverdale, oh god, I'm going to have to do Riverdale after this, aren't I? Well, I made this bed. I'm sticking to it. So, Betty's great. Everyone loves Betty. Everyone loves Betty all the time. Betty's whole character is that she's lovable and fantastic. So, yeah, I have no issues with Betty. I think that they're a great character. So, fair. Veronica I used to hate. I'm still always hashtag Team Betty. But, like, Veronica always had a certain allure to her. And now I realize, being queer, that Veronica is actually just a badass bitch who don't care. So, for that and simply that, I would say Veronica is a top tier character pretty easily. Nothing negative to say about that. So, we'll keep that going. Moving on, Chuck was also there. I remember for the longest, forever, really forever, Chuck was there to be the black character. And when your character is you're the black character, it doesn't leave you much wiggle room in terms of, yeah, you're providing representation, which is really great. You're providing all of these. It's great to have that, but at the same time, it became the tokenism thing where they're just like, oh, we don't need to do more diversity. We don't need to give him any extra character. We'll just make him there. So yeah, I'm going to say low to no, maybe even no. Just because he doesn't really have a character. So, yeah, same with Midge. What was Midge's character? Midge's character was she dated Moose. That's it. That's her character. I do think this is a really cute design. I hope this is Midge. Otherwise, I am way off. But, yeah, not really great in terms of characterism. Why does an Archie character have sideburns, by the way? I'm missing something here. I am missing something significant. I also don't know who this is. I love that they're expanding the roster of diversity, but, who are these people? I don't know. I don't think you know. If you do, great, tell me. Because I don't think you do. I don't think you know. I don't think it's a thing. Melody. Melody was always a banger character. She's so much fun. Always hilarious. If I'm going to go off Josie and the Pussycats movie, Tara Reid as Melody, one of the best campy roles of all time. Flat out. Just hilarious. Well done. She commits to the bit. The great part is I don't think she's acting. I feel like Tara Reid actually does say this stuff all the time. But super light, super vapid, super bubbly, and I think that's the point, and they nail it, and it's really good. So, moving forward, no issues with melody. Jughead. You know what? Jughead providing asexual representation before that was even a thing, I'm going to choose to assume that that's what they did. They were a guy who was more interested in food than he was in girls. And you know what? Good on you, Jughead. Good on you. Good for you for living your best life. So, keeping that in mind, we'll keep that there. Dilton Doily. Dilton was a character who existed to be the nerd character, the smart character. Kind of falls into the tokenish realm as well. I don't have much bad to say about Dilton. Don't have much great to say. I don't feel like his character is enhanced in any way, shape, or form by other features. He's just kind of always like the slightly nerdy geek who is smart. So, what can you do? Whenever I find anything gets reduced down to tokenism, I'm usually going to be like, this is Salem, who is included in this list for some reason. I'm going to choose to assume that Salem is the same Salem from the 90s animated TV show, in which case, instant top tier, because Salem slaps, and that's hilarious. So, keep him there. Valerie. Valerie is, well, again, I am going to choose to believe that Valerie is the Valerie from the movie, in which case, not the best character, but played by Rosario Dawson. So instant absolute love, because, you know, everyone should love Rosario Dawson. Ethel. Ethel was an interesting character in the sake that she was kind of the female nerd trope, if that makes sense. She was there to kind of be a foil to the pretty girls. She was there to pursue Jughead's affection. Back when, you know, moderate assault was considered humor. They really played up the whole... There's the skinny shaming, which was happening at the time, which is kind of what she was born out of. And I'm not a fan of that, because she was often reduced down to just being like the ugly girl. And what was the ugly girl look like back then? Like skinny and lanky and just overly clingy to someone who's not interested. So I'm going to say middle. At least she has a character. No, what am I thinking? No, bottom. Maybe even bottom. No. Bottom. Yeah. That seems right. Tony Topaz is a character that exists now. I know nothing about her. I'm just going to put these guys here in the I don't know section, because maybe they're great. Is that supposed to be Clayton, girlfriend of the black one? What was her name? Nancy. Is this Nancy? If it is, she's got cool hair now, but I don't know. So, yeah, everyone else I think I got a handle on. Cheryl Blossom was always awful, but, you know, it's fine. I would put Cheryl in the middle. Terribly acted in Riverdale. Man, the person they got for her does not know how to do it at all. But, whatever. She's not a drag queen. She can figure it out. Cheryl Blossom is pretty much just a drag queen. A female drag queen. A bio queen. I'll take it. Yeah, we're good. Reggie Mantle. Reggie Mantle was always annoying. I always hated Reggie. So, but at least he's got a character. At least he's got something to him. You know? If you hate a character, then that means there's a specific kind of antithesis to the hero that you gravitate towards. So if Archie's vanilla, Reggie is like, I don't know, pistachio. So we'll go with that. We have Sabrina. Sabrina Saberhagen was always one of my favorite characters. I think that should go without saying. And yeah, no issues with Sabrina. Loved the TV show. Loved her comics. They were always fun. What can I say? Fine. Moose, big dumb jock character. I'm obviously going to not like this on a technical level. They don't really develop him other than being a lunkhead. And so for that reason, I would say on the bottom. But overall, fine. Like, it's not a bad... No, it is kind of bad. It's essentially Nickelodeon. I know these come from the 1930s and 40s, so everything is stock and everything is trope. And so you can't blame them when they're doing this, but at the same time, you're just like, well, I wish they did a little more. I wish that there was something here that was a little bit more engaged or interested or, something to gravitate toward. So, Kevin Keller. Kevin Keller is fine, I guess. I've never read him in a comic, and I've only seen him portrayed on Riverdale. So, for whatever reason, I'll say I don't know him, but I'll put a hi, I don't know him. And then Josie Mccoy. I would say probably in the same line as Valerie. Nothing too special, nothing too crazy. But let's see what other people think as well. Because it's not just my opinion, it's also everyone's opinion. So, we will make this happen. Surprisingly, a few consistencies across my board here. Everyone loves Betty. Everyone loves Veronica. Jughead's really high. I imagine this might be Riverdale influenced and maybe Sabrina influenced. Everyone loves Sabrina. I think it goes without saying. So, yeah, this is what other people thought. I can't say I agree or disagree. I just agree. So, yeah, we'll see what I do next. Thank you for watching. My name is Matti McLean. You can find me on problematic streaming platform Spotify at A Canadian in Eurovision. You can find me online on Twitter and Instagram at The Big Shabam. And finally, if you like what you've seen here and you want to help me out, feel free to subscribe. It really does help. And also, if you want to see me do something next, don't be afraid to tell me. Looking forward to hearing from y'all soon, and you have a great day now.